Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us in today's webinar. Mark David is joining us, and he's the president of the Mark David Corporation, and he has 23 years of experience as an executive and frontline coach. He supported individuals like yourself in corporate America not only achieve but exceed their goals. Today, Mark will be sharing a few of his proven strategies regarding thriving in a challenging times. There you go, Mark.
Well, thank you so much, Stacy. It's a pleasure being here today. I so look forward to supporting everyone on the call today. Stacy, am I supposed to have the information, the first poll question up on my screen? Oh, there we go. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So the first poll question says to us, do you think the economic downturn is behind us? I'd like everyone to give me a yes or no on that. And we'll take a second here to see what that result is right now. And I'm going to answer mine. There we go.
That's a loaded question.
It is. There we go. So let's see what the tally is real quick on this.
Mark, it's closing. Just one more second.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Well, that's exactly right. Wow, this is a group that is awake in the present moment of now. You can see that. That's terrific. Yeah, it's not behind us, and that's why leadership today is more important than ever before. Let's go to poll question number 2. What is the number one challenge leaders face regarding implementing the leadership portion of his or her job? Is it budget, delegation, knowledge, and time? If you can pick A, B, C, or D, I'd really appreciate it. This is going to get us warmed up and set you up for the information that's going to follow. Let me answer mine. Okay, I did. So Stacy will take a look at the information that all of you are now checking off. Budgeting, delegation, knowledge, or time. Budgeting. Look at that. Budgeting and delegation and knowledge. That's interesting. And 0 on time. Well, there should be at least 1 on time because that was me. So I have found that, yes, budget is important today, of course. Delegation, a lot of times there's nobody to delegate to. Knowledge, but most people I'm working with today are finding that time is the most important resource they don't have enough of when putting toward the concept of leadership. Let's go to the next slide. So in this session, what we're going to learn how to do is implement 4 proven strategies to thrive in these challenging times. What I have seen over the last 35-plus years in a leadership position is these 4 really, really help out during these tough times. Broadcasting your vision to inspire productivity. Our jobs as leaders is all about creating energy. Number 2, telling your organization what you expect. Please, with the few resources you have, let them know the expectation to minimize the mistakes up front, not behind. Confirm your top 20% responsibilities to maximize your time, and we're going to go through that. I love the word responsibility today. More and more people need to really wear that on their chest proudly. And number 4, create a culture of no fear, and that's going to release your organization's creativity and innovation. And that's really critical today when we take a look at companies like Apple and Cisco and other technology companies, Schwab within the financial sector. How are they doing it? Why are they being successful? Their creativity and innovation is driving them forward. These are 4 principles out of our book, Coaching Illustrated, out of 30 principles that you might be interested in. Next slide. Challenging times, organizations that flourish, and I've got about a 43-year history in B2B in the United States. What I have seen is that people and organizations flourish during economic slowdowns when they develop their employee skill sets. They really help their people manage their thought process, emotional process, energy, etc. It will give them the accountability and confidence to move forward. By teaching our members to become better craftsmen, that European word and fits so well today, our organizations would be better to weather the highs and lows of this unpredictable economy. Next. So, first principle, broadcast your vision. Before we move on to the slide, take a look at the illustration. Yeah, that's you with the cape and the cap. You're the coach. You're the leader. And there's your organization. And I'm saying to you, you can't just do it once at the beginning of the year, put the vision away. It really needs to come out multiple times during the year. Let's talk about how that can happen. And by the way, looking at your employees' faces, look how happy they are from you doing that. Let's go to the next one, Stace. So broadcasting your vision, what it basically will do is define your vision. Well, we have to do that. We have to be specific. We cannot have any gray in this. Less words. I want you to think about when you're creating your vision statement that every word is going to cost you $10,000. So less words are better. Be specific. Broadcast your vision on a regular basis. Communicate it daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. The key word here is consistency. Consistency. Everybody is waning in and out. Their focus is waning in and out. You never know when one person needs your inspiration of your vision. Consistency is the key. Next.
You got to live it too, though.
Well, you have to model it, yes.
Yeah, and there's people that don't model it. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Broadcast your vision. Here's how. Pre-plan on a quarterly basis your communication campaign. And I truly mean that. Think it out in advance. Q1, 2, 3, and 4, and tie it all together so it truly has a sequence and a rhythm and a meaning and a beat to it. You know, voicemails are not just everyday things. It can help you. So using voicemails, emails, using a monthly newsletter, which I think is easy to do, and if you'd like more information on that, please contact us after the workshop. We've got a nice template to give you on that. It really helps on a monthly basis recognize contribution, challenges, and reinforces the vision. Interviewing your customers and getting that back to your employees, and of course, team meetings. So again, turn a lot of the day-to-day stuff that you're doing anyways as truly a communication sled to get people the information they need, and that information really turns into energy to help them do their job when you're not there. Next. So by broadcasting your vision, you're creating this concept, this purpose, vision. You focus the team on the goal rather than how challenging it will be to reach that goal. Again, people want to transcend to causes that are larger than themselves. By focusing on this positive and motivating during these tough economic times, and you keep on doing this with this crystal clear direction, and that is encompassed by the vision that you put out there on a continual basis. Next. So let's take a look at principle number 2. Now that we've got the vision out there, we really need to make sure we're explicit in telling our organization what we want. Not just saying go to work, not just giving them a project, but just up front confirming that they understand the project, they understand the timeline, they just have a good understanding of it, then let them go. Let's go to the next slide. So tell your organization what you expect. Here are some bullets that I want to highlight. Clearly communicate what needs to be done. Communicate everyone's role in achieving the vision. It's, again, you're the creator of the puzzle, and you have all these people working with you, whether directly or indirectly. You need to let them know what part of the puzzle they're playing, what is their role. And never assume that people know what you're thinking, because they really don't. They're too busy. Be specific, and please ask for feedback and be patient and wait for it. There's always something that you can discuss to anchor, to nail down what is right in front of us. You can light that path they need to take by providing clear direction. You can't be too busy for this. Next. So here's a few ways to tell your organization what to expect. First of all, we've got to show them how versus just telling them how. We need to be specific in the action steps that we provide them. We need to state those expectations really in a positive manner, and you can't fake that. You can't really be negative or distraught or really think it can't be done and expect them to feel a positive impact from you. By setting the clear expectation from the beginning, for example, during the hiring process, be very clear on what the job entails. Outline what it's going to take for the next 90 days. Set that expectation for them. Hewlett-Packard did a study, and it was for almost 10 years that they studied their best people and the people that really didn't make it, didn't really contribute. And it was all about the start. If they gave people in the first 6 months this type of attention, focused attention, clear expectation, letting people own the responsibility, but giving them leadership, management, and coaching along the way in the first 6 months, those employees ended up being 10-year employees with highly productive capabilities versus hiring them and just letting them settle into the job. They churned out of the business within 24 months. Economic slowdowns can cause fear. We all know that. But clarity provides the stability and security that employees need and are seeking. They need it, they're seeking it, it's the nourishment they expect from their leadership team. Next. Tell your organization what you expect. So increased clarity equals greater release of human potentiality. Increased clarity equals increased focused energy and emotion intelligence. It truly is, these two bullets, your competitive edge. So many of us sell products, services that other organizations have. They really do have them. Well, it might have a different name, might have a different twist, but basically in the technology that we live in, your technology advantage is short-lived. So the real difference in our success going forward is our people and them being able to release more of themselves. And that's what these two bullets are talking about. Releasing greater human potentiality, increasing their focus, their energy, and their emotion and their intelligence. During these economic times, there really is no time for mistakes due to miscommunication. I know everybody's in that hamster cage, everybody's running really quick, but that's when many times the mistakes happen. Tell your people exactly what you expect so they know their role and the success of the organization will flourish. Take a deep breath. You can do this. I know you can. I know it. Next. Our next bullet is focus on your top 20% responsibility. There you are, the leader, and you're swinging from the vine, right? You're swinging from that vine every single day. And what you're looking at is you have to make a decision. Do you pick up to the right $1 bills, $10 bills, $20 bills, $50 bills, plus change, or do you look and pick up the $100 bill, which represents your highest payoff, your ROE, your return on effort? Our job is to pick up as many $100 bills as possible per day, and that's truly when we do our leadership role. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So the top 20% represents to us the main area of responsibility that produces our greatest results. Again, it's Pareto's principle using the 80-20 rule. 20% of what we do gets us back 80% of our results. Our top 20 helps us improve our decision-making, time management, and helps us avoid our activity traps. Mandatory that you have that list, and that list is attached in a linear format right to our goals. So here are my goals for the year or the quarter or the month. I've got a top 20, a list of my responsibilities that are going to help me accomplish those goals. I just don't start working. My organization doesn't start working. It becomes our plan. Next. So successful leaders, top 20, I've seen it over and over again. Strategic thinking and planning. In these crazy times when there's no time, when basically you feel like you're being suffocated because you're multitasking at such levels, you have a really difficult time carving out strategic thinking and planning, which is mandatory. If you're not strategic thinking and planning, you are not leading. And if you're wearing that label leader, you need to bake this into your day. You can't get too busy. Responding to emails are extremely important, but strategic thinking and planning on a daily basis, if you don't do it, who's going to do it? No one is coming to be the leader if you're that leader. It's up to you. Creating a proactive culture, enormously important today. Being a communicator. Again, we're modeling all of the top 20 that we literally want our people to do. We want them to strategically think. We want them to be proactive. We want them to communicate with their customers internally and externally correctly. Growing and developing your employees, never been more important. When there's not a lot of money to go around, when bonuses haven't been seen in a while, our organization is hungry for positive, and that positive is in the form of education or growth and development. It's the most inexpensive way to make your people feel great. Educate me, grow me, develop me, increase my skill sets, increase my capabilities, make me more valuable. Prospecting for future employees, and of course we have to do our administrative work. So schedule the majority of your time around your top 20 responsibilities. The only way to achieve more with fewer resources is to master this time management, or another way of saying it is your self-management. We need our team members to focus on high payoff activities. We have to model that we can do that first before we ask them to do it. Next. Our last principle is create a culture of no fear. Now, if you look at the illustration, there you are, the leader. I chuckle sometimes because when I ask people to interpret that, many times they think it's the employee behind them pushing them off. But no, the illustration was that you, the leader, are jumping, and your people unconditionally are following you. Even though there's a shark in the water and there is possible danger, they still believe when you say jump, they say how high, and they do follow you, creating a culture of no fear, basically creating a culture of belief. Next. So no fear means freedom to express your ideas, your honesty, not being afraid to take calculated risk. There are so many people today that are building silos and building moats around their castles and are not taking risks at all. They just don't want to make a mistake because of the organizations or the culture says if you make a mistake, you might not be there tomorrow. We have to take calculated risks to move forward. Admitting mistakes and shortcomings or a lack of knowledge, and it demonstrates to us that we have a strong organization. You show me an organization that hasn't made mistakes, and I'll show you an organization that's not growing. We have to make mistakes. We have to make mistakes. You know, there's a short story about some of the better leaders would, listen to their employees come in and say, oh, my goodness, I made such a mistake. It's cost the company so much money. I know you're going to want to fire me. And the story goes that the leaders just laugh at them. And then the employee goes, what are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? And the leader would go, why would I want to fire you after I just spent all this money teaching you what not to do? Mistakes are going to happen. No one's perfect. No one and no organization is perfect, and perfection is not a reality. So, culture of no fear. Let's go. Let's be creative. Let's increase our motivation. We can get it done, and it opens up the doorway of creativity and innovation. Wow, it's contagious, it's electric, it's fantastic. Next. The benefits of no fear: increased productivity. We see it all the time versus, again, holding on to that silo. Rapid adjustments. Yeah, those adjustments happen, making excellent decisions because the authentic individual is making a decision based on who they are, and we hired them because who they are. Morale skyrockets. Accelerated professional and personal growth, and calculated risks that move the business forward. It's all about our risk-taking and taking the right risk at the right time. Next. So, creating a culture of no fear, we give permission to talk about the effects of the economic slowdown. It's real. We're not going to bury it, but let's talk about it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't allow wasted time due to worries. We want to get it out as leaders. We want to get it out. We want to address it. We want to create our plan. We want to create our top 20. We want to set expectations. Get the thoughts and fears out in the open. Don't make the water cooler the area that confirms or denies rumors. Get rid of the rumors. Discuss proactive coping skills and how to challenge breeds opportunity. Challenge really is a great test of our character. If you've been around long enough, you know that. The greatest growth comes from not when the economic tide is just swelling because of natural reasons. The greatest teachers that we have is when things get tough and the tough get going. It's just the way it is. That's how us human beings are wired. Challenge is good. Challenge is good. It keeps us young. It keeps us engaged. Next. So, poll number 3 says, we just went through these wonderful 4 principles, and I'll ask you a question as we conclude here. Will you implement what you learned today? Yes or no? And the reason I bring that up, I bring a learning concept here called LUG. Most people intellectually get what I'm saying. They're probably nodding their head, either agreeing or learning at this time, agreeing that they know they should do this. But the UG in the LUG is the most difficult part. It's actually going out after today, after this 30-minute little sprint that we had together here, and actually using it and then measuring that use and then actually gaining from it. So I challenge all of us today, including myself, to go out and use these principles the way we discussed them here today. It's the UG in the LUG. 100%. Wow. Good job. Really, really good job. Thank you for giving us that feedback. Next. Closing. As leaders, we must always remember that we can't realize our destination without our people. It's just too much. If you were around in 2009 and going into 2010, I'm sure whatever organization you were working for, they put a little more load on your back saying, hey, we made it through 2009. now we're going to expand a little bit as we see this possibility of an upswing. Wherever what we did last year, we want a little more. It's just a natural tendency because business expenses go up. We need to make more. Our people are the key. I coach a lot of leaders that are listening to us right now, and many times you provide that safety net. And when you provide that safety net, that means you're taking away from self-time, family time, etc. Please, a turn-on, a morale booster to your people is giving them the more responsibility the right way and the right responsibility for the right person. Provide them with the training they need if you can, please. The opportunity to succeed, and then get out of their way and let them go. Your business will skyrocket during these economic slowdown. It's a great opportunity for forward thinkers. It's a great opportunity to be a leader today and really show who you are, what you can do, and how you can do it. I know you can. I know you can do it. You would not have tuned into this webinar because you were just passive. You're not. I applaud you. Be aggressive, being that great leader that you know you can be. Next. So here's my information. If you want to call me direct, I'm in here, San Francisco, California. And then if you want to schedule an appointment also in Chico, California, there's my associate, Demi Jameson, her number. And if you'd like a copy of the book and get 26 more principles like the 4 we discussed, we're giving a little incentive here. It's normally a $14.99 book, and you can get it for only $11.99, and that's a hardback. I look forward. The average chapter is truly the illustration and a page of data. And Stacy, I think that's it, isn't it?
That is it. We have a page of resources here. Also, if you want to get in touch with Mark, we have our number here, the 800 number, or you can contact einstitute@lce.com. Also, if you guys have any questions or just want to talk to him or have some things you want to discuss, you can email us at education or einstitute@lce.com, and we'll get them to Mark, and he will get back with you guys directly. Okay, and that's all we have for you. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Also, this presentation will be on our website within about 48 hours. So you can check back at lce.com, and it'll be up, recorded version. Okay?
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.